welcome to Lore Unlocked, the podcast where Twitch streamers spill the tea, share the chaos, and occasionally we remember to hydrate. We're diving deep into the origin stories behind your favorite creators, from their first rage quit to their most iconic moments. Whether you're a fellow streamer or a lurker in chat, grab your headphones and settle on in. It's time to unlock the lore, and yes, there will be side quests. Hell yeah, chat. I fucking did it. I was nervous that video wasn't gonna work and the sound wasn't gonna actually play. What's up, chat? Welcome in. If you guys didn't know, we're here for Lore Unlocked. Oh my god, crazy. Well, anyways, welcome in, guys. If you don't know and you didn't hear the intro, what we're doing today, we're doing a Lore Unlocked, to where I bring on some amazing streamer friends and we have a little chat-a-rooney about their streaming journey, get to know them more. You get to know the person behind the camera and not just like the streamer, because I think it's super fun. You get to learn the lore. Oh my god, crazy. And today we have Sid. Sid, do you want to like tell everyone a little bit about you and who you are just on Twitch, like in general?
Sure. Hi, first of all, everybody, and hi, hockey, of course.
Hi.
So I am Sid, or Sid Coletti. My name is Chris. My real first name. 44. I am married to an amazing, lovely human being. Also on Twitch named Chaotic Hippos, that many of you know already. And we have an incredible little doggo. So I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and right now I'm basically just a full-time streamer. Yeah, so that's just a tiny bit about me.
Chippos. We love Chippos. We stand Chippos.
I do have a real name. Sometimes.
Sid has a real name? Unreal. Unreal. I don't know who Chris is. Sounds weird to even say that name. Ugh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's weird to hear it.
I said it and I instantly like went, ugh.
Like
Cool.
yeah.
That's just like anytime I say someone's like real name, I'm like, oh.
Right? Yeah. It always. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody in the community that I can think of that I could comfortably call their first name and be like okay with it. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. Even like my best friend Griffey, like I know his first name is Chase, and I've like hung out with him, and actually saying his first name doesn't weird me out too much. That like I go anymore, just because like I've been around his family that says his name and his co-workers that say his name all the time. But at the same time, it's like your name's Griffey, it's not Chase. But
yeah, no, I feel that.
Ben. Yeah, what about Ben? Since it's literally Ben's username is Ben. Rev Ben.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Although he claims it's not his real name, so I don't know. Who knows what to believe with Ben?
That's true. Your real name is Gigi?
Wow. How convenient.
That works.
That way you don't have to be creative for your you don't have to be terribly creative.
Yeah.
With the name.
My real name is Hockey, so you know, there you go.
So I'm the only one here with a really boring name that I got it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, look, they chose Chris anyway. It's pretty boring. So.
Gigi is full of it. I'm definitely not full of it. I don't know what you're talking about. My real name is Mom. Yeah. Totally. Can you imagine if my parents actually came out and like I was born and they're like, yes, let's name this kid Hockey. I just know they're going to grow up and play hockey, so we're going to name him Hockey.
There you go.
That'd be crazy. Chris is not boring. Why do you say Chris is not boring?
I mean, I know the year I was born, it was like, I don't know, the most popular boy's name. So that's kind of boring. I mean, there wasn't a lot of thought put into it.
I don't know if it's, I don't know. Are you Chris? Well, okay. Maybe I shouldn't ask this question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
I'm not part of a long line. Yes, I am.
Are you Chris or are you like Christopher? Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
but I go by Chris.
I was like, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
No, it's okay. I don't care. No, I'm just not a fan of that one. So I've never mentioned it.
That's fair. I was gonna say,
do you have any?
Because there's people in my high school that were definitely Christophers, and I'm like, those people were.
Like, I don't need more syllables added to my name. You know?
Do you know how many Chris, and other variants are on EBGG?
That's true.
What's EBGG? Oh my gosh, never heard of them. Crazy.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, crazy. Well, what got you into streaming in the first place, Sid?
Well, it's a story I've told a bunch, but it's kind of one that I like to tell a little bit because it's kind of like a weird one for me because I wasn't into streaming. I never understood the idea of why anybody would want to sit and watch others play video games. The idea bored the hell out of me because I'm like, why? I'll play them myself. Like I'm not interested in seeing what other people are doing. So it was a generational thing, you know. Like a lot of kids or younger adults grow up with that, but that wasn't my thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my nephew actually who convinced me to sort of get on Twitch. Him and I used to play years ago. It was Minecraft, then it became Fortnite. So like every day or so after work, I would either get home or log off of work, whatever I was doing, and he and I would play some Fortnite. You know, he'd be at his house and I'd be playing some Fortnite at mine, obviously. And little by little, over like a year and a half, we had a lot of fun, but it started to get boring. And he went on to other games and I went on to other games. And he's like, hey, there's this game called Phasmophobia where you hunt ghosts and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that sounds dumb, but okay. He's like, no, it's really fun. And I'm like, okay. So we played it a little bit. And it was scary and it was good. And he's like, hey, there's this guy on Twitch I want you to watch. It was Insim actually. And
Okay.
he's like, you can hang out in his chat and talk, and he knows the game really well, and you can play games with him. And he wanted me to get on and play games with him and Insim. He thought it would be cool. So I was like, sure, whatever. At first I didn't really care too much. No offense to him, but he targets a different community of people that I care to talk to. So it wasn't really much interesting for me. But what happened, he rated out to our team founder here, Time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a day that Time was just like, this was like May of 21 when May of 2021 when I first came on Twitch. And it was just this crazy, funny, wild stream and talking about all this silly stuff and all this fun stuff. Plus, he was using Dixper. I'm like, what the hell am I seeing? And then he rated out to somebody else. So little by little, I started meeting these people, and I saw like the more like adult side of Twitch, like the more community side of things, where people like our age and older, you know, get together and just be a bunch of goofballs. And that was what it was. I was like, oh, I kind of started to see it a little more. Plus for me getting on Twitch, I had known that there were photography communities, like art communities on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a photographer for a number of years. So I thought maybe like if I streamed doing photography, I could meet some people doing it that way.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what got me A, onto Twitch, and B, like was the impetus for my hitting the go live button for the first time. You know, because before that, I never had any interest whatsoever in streaming, being in front of a camera, doing anything. But when I found that, like, it was very loud noises. Sorry. I had been working in an office, and then pre-COVID, I went home. It was like early 2019. They were just sending staff home because that was our job. You know, we didn't need to work in the office or anything. And I noticed that by the time 2021 came around, I'm like, I really miss working and being around people. And then Twitch for me was like kind of a nice little bridge of that missing that interaction during the day when I was like working or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was the draw for me.
Okay, so I don't know much about Insum besides the fact that they have rated my friends from the UK twice. And they were like, holy shit, because it was like, I don't know, like 2,000 people. And
Yeah, I was
were
gonna
like,
say.
oh my God. And these are my friends that like have 10 people in their streams.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they get rated with 2,000. They're like, huh? And then one of them rated into me, and so then I got a rate of 800 from them from that trickle effect. And I was like, huh? And that was like 2 years ago. And then like one of them literally just got rated last week from them. And I was like, guys, how do you keep getting found by this person? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason why I know that name. So that's kind of funny that that's how you found Time.
Oh, okay, that's funny. Yeah, so he was the first basically streamer that I followed essentially because I didn't know anybody else. And
Right.
again, it was just my nephew who was like, yeah, go follow him. I was like, okay, whatever. But that was my introduction to the Phasmo community here on Twitch was that, because then meeting him, I met, like I said, Time, and then from Time I met just basically everybody else in the Phasmo and horror
Yeah.
community from there.
Do they stream to like a younger audience that you said you found the more
They skew,
adult people?
yeah, they skew a little younger. I think. I don't know if they're. I think they're family friendly ish. I've never. I mean, he doesn't like. He does horror. He was a Phasmo. Like he was the Phasmo, or pretty much is. I mean, he still consistently streams to a few thousand people. Especially when there's like a Phasmo update or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of his thing.
Gotcha.
Was a little
was
bit
like,
skewed younger.
Oh. And anyways, that's me
Yeah, no, it's okay.
sidetracking.
That's fine.
That's interesting though. Like that, I didn't know that you basically found time as soon as you started streaming, or
Eventually,
started
yeah.
on Twitch. I mean, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So you got on Twitch, figured out what Twitch was. Did you start streaming basically as soon as you, I don't know, started?
Yeah, within
Twitch?
about a week or so.
Okay.
Yeah, within about a week, because then I was like, once I saw like there were more channels, and I was like, oh, you know what? I bet there's an art section. Of course, there is, and that's again the impetus for me to start streaming my photography edits. Because again, I had no interest in like popping. Because for me, like gaming was something I did to like escape.
Yeah.
You know, like even when I played with other people, I'm not about, I wasn't about like making it a public thing where I want to sit there and do exposition while I play a game. That didn't draw me. It was the idea of like being able to edit my photos and just share that with other people. And very little by little, a few folks did actually show up. I became part of this small photography community.
Mhm.
But that the transition from photography to like horror games was born out of the fact that like I realized I'm like, yeah, I edit a lot of photos, but I play a lot more Phasmo than I do edit photos. So I just got to the point where like after work, instead of, when my nephew couldn't play or whatever, or like I just felt like popping on, I was like, screw it. I'll just start streaming my Phasmo gameplay. But that was about a month and a half after I started streaming. So my journey, like me going live, I didn't know what affiliate was, essentially. Like I didn't understand what any of those things were. I was just like, you stream and that was it. Like I didn't even know how the money thing worked with like subscriptions and bits and all that. Just didn't matter to me. I was just like, okay, yeah, we're just here doing this thing. And then it wasn't until, so I went live in May, and it wasn't until like August, somebody was like, so how far are you from affiliate? I'm like, what is that? I think it was, I was like 37 followers at that time or so, and they helped get me a raid, and then that got me a bunch more followers, and then literally like the next day or two on September 4th of that year, I remember because we just passed it, was the day I made affiliate officially. And I was like, oh. And then little by little, like I was just streaming more Phasmo at that time, and people just started showing up because I had been in so many people's streams before. But so when they realized that I was a streamer myself, like, oh shit, I didn't realize you streamed, and they would like raid into me or come in. And I had a pretty early like success with streaming. I did really well early on once like I hit affiliate. And it was mostly due to like I was playing Phasmo on stream. I played a little bit of other horror games like Summer of 58, Haunt Chaser, which I don't recommend to anybody who wants to not hurt themselves while gaming. I may have fallen down one boom while playing that game. And by may have, I mean I literally did. I was standing up at my desk and I fell because I got the crap scared out of me.
I love it. Oh,
What are you
wait.
gonna do?
I think I've ever seen that clip.
Probably. Yeah. Most people did.
Because I'm pretty sure Kissy made sure to share that one.
Well, of course she would. Why wouldn't she? Yeah. So that's kind of like the beginning part of my streaming story.
That's great. I love that. That's such I feel like a unique story of like, I didn't even know what affiliate was versus like so many people. I'm an angel. That's such a lie. Versus so many people that are like, trying to grind that at the beginning.
Yeah, and
but
it did become it once I understood what it was and the draw of
yeah,
it, it did become a different thing, obviously. But yeah,
but that's cool. Um,
yeah, thanks. I think it's a fun little story because
yeah,
it's atypical, like you said.
yeah. I mean, mine was literally, and I've told this every single episode. So if you've been
Mhm.
here for every episode, I sound like a broken record, so it's fine. I
It's fine. I've told that story dozens of times on my stream. It's all good.
I also during COVID, right? Stuck at home. I live by myself, right? Work at home. Similar to what you were saying, like don't have that people interaction as much.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with Among Us. Like I wanted to keep playing Among Us. And I was like, I want people to play Among Us. I did not start streaming because I was like, I want to make this into a career and become famous. I was like, I want people to play video games with. And I, like before, like I was playing video games, I was playing them on Xbox and I was just playing like COD with friends online.
Yeah.
But
Same.
like, I don't want to play fucking shooter games all the time anymore. I want to play Among Us. So I was like, how do I get friends to play Among Us? And I was like, Twitch. All right. And that's why I started streaming.
Wow. That's a good story too, though.
Yeah. But and I didn't know anything about streaming. I just like popped that sucker on. Didn't talk to chat or anything. I'm like, thank God I didn't save first stream because I'm sure that was so cringe. Like I didn't talk to chat. I didn't do nothing. There's probably so much dead air.
Nah, you live and learn.
Oh, for sure. But it's just like, oh man, I guarantee you so much dead air from that episode. I'm in podcast mode right now, from that stream.
I know what you mean.
But yeah. Anyways, well, what advice would you say that you have for anyone that is trying to get to affiliate that maybe is stuck in in that little groove?
Yeah, it's the same advice I would give to anybody at any level of streaming.
Mhm.
It's first of all, why are you streaming? Because as you and I just both said, like that is important. I think it's vital. Like, why are you hitting the go live button? Or is it
Yeah.
because you want to make friends? Is it because you want to create a community of your own? Whatever the impetus is behind that, to use that fun word again. Keep that in mind always behind everything that you do, because that's going to determine, and then it's going to determine your direction, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And also take the time to meet other people in your community in what you're doing. You know, there's like so much advice out there on YouTube and even shorts. It's like, do this and do that. In the end, meeting people is going to help that initial push, because discoverability, especially on this platform, is next to impossible. It really is. So unless you have a large group of friends outside that can come and, you know, drop you follows, and then again, I would recommend meeting others on the platform, not with simply the intent to just get follows, but to build a community, to become part of someone's and other people's communities. I mean, that's how it builds. But it does take time and effort, and isn't going to happen necessarily in the timeline you have in your head. Nothing ever does.
Yeah.
So that's logic I apply to affiliate. And you know, I know we're going to talk about it later, but you know, partner or anything in content creation.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and like in general, like honestly, just having a network, a support group for just anything, because like when you're doing stuff and you're like, hey, I'm like hitting a wall, like having that group that you can go to like bounce ideas off of is like helpful. Like Mimi, who rated in, like really gave like their mentor, as I said, for some things, and they give advice on like some rates and stuff, ironically for someone else, but I saw it because I am also a mentor. And I listen because, you know, I'm always willing to learn, and I use that advice to like get paid for a different job that I was working on. And so it's like, I heard my name. I'm talking about how I used your rate advice to get paid. I got that bag. Yes, slay. But like that network, like you don't have to just like use people, right? Like you can have that network to bounce ideas off of and like talk with people to just like better your content just by using each other's knowledge, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
gaining each other's knowledge, I guess. I don't like using the word use, but like I couldn't think of another
I know
word.
what you mean. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Supplementing some other word than use. But
Yeah.
yes, I get it. To
Yeah,
share information,
yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're going to have areas of expertise or just a thought process that can apply. Because especially even while you're learning something, obviously, you know, you're going to sit and be
Yeah.
quiet and listen. But as time goes on, you can take how you think and apply that to any number of different things. And finding community, especially early on, not a massive community, but just a community.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find your people, and that's going to take time. And that's the crazy thing too with content creation, Twitch, and all of this. All of us have lives for the most part, right? We have school, we have our jobs, we have families, we have a
Yeah.
million things, and Twitch and all that is often ancillary to most of it. Even for those that try to do it full time, still have a number of IRL stuff that like keeps, that you have to manage, obviously, right? So being able to find that balance and then using that time specifically to go after your goals is kind of important. And if your goal is just to meet some people and have fun and be a goofball on stream and just play games, then that's great. And if you want to make some money doing it, or you want to do some charity stuff while doing it, then that's awesome too. But as I said, finding that thing to hold on to and make your goal, whatever the goal is, that's vital, I think.
Yeah.
Because for me, I didn't have a goal for a while. And even when I did, it wasn't a great one because I had a goal, but I had no understanding of how to get there
Yeah.
either.
Even like, I mean, I'll watch, I don't always take them to heart, but I'll watch, like Ludwig and like some of the bigger streamers like videos where they'll be like, these are my advice for smaller streamers. I don't always take them to heart because they've been big streamers for so long that they don't always, know what it's like to be down here anymore.
Mhm.
But he even said, like, he's like, figure out what your why is and be blunt about it. Like, he's like, if it is you want to be a billionaire from this, then so be it. Like, that's your why. Like, then set your goals to be that. Like, or set your goals, or not your goals, whatever, your actions,
your
to
mindset.
to do that and whatever. If it is to build a community or whatever, then like, make it so your actions are going towards that and stuff. And so it is very much like figure out what your why is and, set your trajectory towards that, right? And so I think it is very, very important that you know what your why is. I will say though, he recently did a video that I'm very impressed by.
I think I was gonna bring it up if you didn't.
Yeah, that I am very impressed by for him, where he like made a brand new freaking account on Twitch.
No
He
one
told
knew who he was.
no one about it. He streamed for 5 hours and no one knew who he was until he finally had to clickbait someone into it. And like literally clickbaited them being like, I'm gonna give a giveaway for One Piece trading cards, which is like, if you don't know, everyone's trying to buy those damn cards right now. So like saying a giveaway, you're gonna get someone in for that because it is a major clickbait. And so then even with that clickbait, I think he said it took an hour, even with that clickbait title, for someone to finally join into that stream. And so like 5 hours of Ludwig streaming with his camera on, like he's like, damn. And he used his own like iPad to make it so he had 2 viewers. Like he didn't just stream to like 1 or no viewers. And he was like, this shit sucks. And he's like, wow. Yeah, I don't know if I could do this all over again. Like, and I was like, Yeah, Ludwig, it does suck. So
It's tough.
Yeah.
To that point, so back when I made partner in May, very recently, I had the idea of creating a new channel and trying to see how it would be to start in the DBD space, like brand new.
Oh fucking.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, it wasn't terrible. So what I did was I took all of my branding off, everything. It
Yeah.
just basically like was, kind of a vague description of like, me as a gamer. I
Yeah.
did have some people come in, but boy oh boy is it a different vibe when you have
It's
an
not
established
horrible.
community versus you don't.
Yeah.
No, it's not horrible. It's
DBD's not
great
the
either.
worst one because if you put TTV on and you like play the game, like people usually will come on in.
Trickle in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But it's
not the
tough though. I mean,
worst.
to that point, it's like, oh yeah, this is what it's about again. This is like that thing of just talking to no one. Yeah, it's rough.
Pre-COVID, it was hard, but not near impossible. Yeah, pre-COVID, it was hard, but it there weren't as many streamers, so like your discoverability was definitely, I feel like, easier, but like there was less viewers, so like there was a different problem, I feel like. But I don't like, that's where it's like, because there was like a different problem. So that's where I don't know how to speak on that one as much. But I don't know. Like how many streamers there are compared now? It's like, I don't know. But
it's a lot in comparison, I'm sure. That number's gone up precipitously.
Yeah, for sure. Like the viewers are insanely higher now. But like also so are the streamers. So it's like, I don't know. But yeah, it was that video was insane. Like I watched that and I was like, ha ha ha. That's right. Maybe you should, I don't know. Yeah. Be grateful for what you commented.
Yeah.
And I mean that, and that, like, I'm not hating on Ludwig. I'm just like saying, like, be grateful for what you got.
No, but that's even a lesson to smaller creators too,
Yeah.
like smaller but creators who have
Oh, yeah.
like myself. Like, I mean, even me, like when I have a day where my numbers suck in this, I'm like, I have to be grateful, like know what the heck I have. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some days out there where it's gonna just be that way. And,
I always,
but
or sorry, go ahead. Keep
no,
going.
I was just gonna repeat your point of like, but I do keep in perspective like where I'm at, what I have, what I used to not, you know what I mean? So like I do try to keep that frame of mind in when I'm like, oh geez, no one's here, you know.
Yeah, I always try to remind myself, like, okay, you know, a couple months ago, I just wanted to be at X point. And now I'm like, way past that. All right.
Yeah,
Last year, I wanted to be at X point. I'm past that. Like, to me, as long as I'm averaging, like my goal really would just be to be above like a 20 CCV, because that's really all that businesses give a shit about when it comes to sponsorships. So like, as long as I'm above that, I don't really care, because then I can talk to businesses and they'll take me more serious for sponsorships. And that's really like I'm good. Like I can convince people.
And that's a good point too.
Yeah. That's
a good point too, because I mean, you know, Twitch partnership, as much as, you know, all that is great and everything, it really doesn't, in the grand scheme of content creation, it really doesn't mean much. I'm sorry to say that to anybody out there who, you know, is hearing it probably for the, you know, first time, but I doubt anybody is. But you know my point, like if that's your goal and your only goal, then I do recommend you consider, why is that your goal?
Yeah.
You know,
I think for the,
because
like, or sorry, keep going.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. I think for the longest time, like when I first got on here, like I hit affiliate and then I was like, I'm good. Like we'll just keep growing and we'll go. We're good. And then people like were talking about partners so much that I was like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to care about partner. And then the more I learned about it, I was like, why do I care about partner? Like, and then, my brain. Yeah, then I'm like sitting here thinking about it, and I see so many people like really, really pushing for it. And as much as like, yeah, the purple check mark when you go in someone's like chat, it tells them like, oh, you're a streamer, great. But really, from like my friends who are partners, they're like, typically people who are affiliate will either not talk to you because they're scared, because they think partnered streamers are too big and they shouldn't talk to them, because they don't know, because they're smaller affiliates, they don't know and understand, you know, what partnered streamers are. Or B, people will try to use partnered streamers because they think partnered streamers are bigger and that, you know, that's what they should do, right? And then like C, some people will literally just stop supporting partnered streamers because they'll be like, you're a bigger streamer now, you don't need my support. And so they're like, there's the 3 cons, and then there's really not any pros. There's like maybe once in a blue moon opportunities that partners get, like a front page opportunity, but they're like, what? Okay, so you get a front page opportunity. When you get on the front page, your numbers spike for one stream, and then basically almost no one stays around after the
They
front
go back
page.
to normal.
Yeah.
They go back to where they were.
No one that sees you on front page stays. They don't stay. Like, I've been on the front page through other people's stuff because they invited me on. No one's followed me. No one's stayed. Like,
yeah, and that was, and I know you didn't ask, but I want to, because I have it in my head to talk about. When I thought finally, because I have wanted to make partner, but when my decision making went into like this last year, because I made the mental decision, like once I hit this number in my head on average, that's when I'll actually make a real effort. Not an official partner push where I'm putting the tag in, but I was saying it without saying it, because like I couldn't commit to like saying, hey, partner push, because I knew it was going to hurt the numbers after the fact, which it did, and that's fine. I mean, I'm over that. But the piece for me that was important to keep in mind, like outside of the why am I doing this, like what's next after partner? Because like once you make partner, that's great and all, but what else are you doing with that? Oh yeah. You know, like what are you doing? And I wanted to really convey to people, hey, this is a great important milestone, something that I want, but it's a milestone. Like I have a hell of a lot more than I want to do with content creation outside of just having a purple check mark. Again, I wouldn't say to anybody out there, don't do it. Like, yeah, it's great, because if you do have that, you'll have more people and blah blah blah. But in the end, just don't make the check mark, like Malicious said, where you're just chasing that partner. Don't make that the thing. You got to have something what you want to do with it. Like, do you want to do more charity events? Do you want to build a community of your own, like a team with more people? Just again, goes back to the same thing, the why of it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a lot of people who said as well that like once they got partner, that they like literally got lost because they were like, well, now what do I do?
Now what? Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
So exactly what you're saying. Okay, hold on 1 second. I have a cat.
You deal with the cat.
He was literally biting me in the hand. And I was like, hold on. I was like, okay, I can't ignore him anymore. He has claws around my hand and biting me. I have people who said that they like got lost for like a couple of months after getting partner because they were like, I don't know what to strive towards anymore.
Who wants a tree? You want a tree? Who wants a tree?
So yeah, like if that's your only goal, like what do you do then?
Exactly. And that's not as a bad thing. Like I get the excitement of wanting to do it. It's a fun, exciting process. People, you know, there's a lot of hype around it. But in the end, when that hype dies down, man, you're gonna feel a depression slump. Like you're not ready for it. And I've seen it happen in others, and it did fallen. And it did happen to me a little bit, but I also had a lot of other stuff going on and still do IRL, but it wasn't unexpected. Like with my average post partner, like I'm actually happy with where I'm at, even though I'm not in like the hundreds, because I don't. Would I like it? Sure, great, it'd be great. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I wouldn't, but I don't need it. I'm not striving for it. It's not a goal. Like my next thing is actually what brought me into this in the first place, which is focusing on my photography, making that my next journey. And doing this, like I'm not abandoning it. Like I love Twitch. I will always make this a thing that I spend time on, but this will be in parallel with that journey, you know?
Yeah, so what we talked about we talked about whys and stuff. So what is gonna be and what is kind of your why then? Since you're gonna be for streaming, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's changed a lot, obviously, over the years. In the grander sense, but in the end, for me, it's just been about the people I've met. I mean, I don't have a big family. I and as we've talked about, that family's getting smaller, and I've had to grow my family in different ways over the years, and I've met some of the most amazing people. That some of them in your chat right now through this platform, like people that I feel that are part of my family at this point,
Yeah.
Exactly, to be the biggest part on Twitch. That too.
Okay, Aeon.
Goofball. No, it's okay. Anyway, I just want to keep meeting with people. I'm always sappy. I'll start saying stuff about you, make you cry. Yeah, I love meeting people. I love this. This is right here what we're doing. Like honestly. All the while helping other people become successful too. Like that's a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the people that like, and he's gonna be sickened by this, and that makes me happy in and of itself. Is Ben, is a very big inspiration for how much he helps people.
Yeah.
Like I love how much people like him exist in this space.
He just comes out of here. He just comes out of the shadows.
But no, seriously, like I'm drawn to that. I am drawn to people who want to help others, even when I can't. I like to be a part of that. So.
No, I agree. That's something, so fun little fact. And I kind of told Kissy this in a VC one time. I don't know if she remembers. I don't fully remember how I came upon the EBGG application when I did. But I did come across it. I don't know. I think someone had put it in the Women's Guild, actually. And was like, y'all should apply to be on this team. And I was like, you know what? What's this stream team? Click. And I read it and I was like, okay. The mission of this team aligns with me. Cool. Sure. I applied. Instantly forgot y'all existed after I applied because ADHD brain, you don't see it, it don't exist, right? And you guys took your time vetting through people, which I really appreciate and respect. I think that's a great motto to have. And then I think it was 3 months later after applying, you guys reached out and were like, do you want to still be on the team? And I was like, who the hell is Time? Because that's who messaged me on Twitch. And I was like, what is this? And then I went back and looked through. I was like, oh, so then I had to go back and read through it again to make sure I still wanted to be on the team. And I was like, yeah, sure. Because I haven't been on a stream team yet. And I was like, man, I really took a gamble because I didn't know anyone on the stream team. And there's so much drama that happens on stream teams. I took such a gamble.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. I realizing how much of a gamble I took. And I'm like, damn, I really lucked out. Because genuinely everyone that I have met on this team is just, yeah, as you said, so helpful. And I've tried to help as well and give back as much, and that's why I did that media kit kind of workshop and helped kind of do that. explanation of rates and media kits and all that, which is literally what I did in the Pride Guild. Like we did that exact one that I presented in the EBGG, but in the Pride Guild.
Okay.
So like we, but I did it solo in EBGG rather than in the Pride Guild. There was 3 of us. It wasn't just me. But yeah, like I definitely feel like everyone in EBGG is very supportive, and I love it. So I definitely agree. That's my kind of vibe. But yeah, that was how I joined the team, and it was I forgot that I even applied. And Fallon and Kissy, I think, were the 2 in the VC, and they're like, that's even more perfect because then when we watch your streams, we definitely know it's just you and not you trying to impress us. And I go, yeah, you could have popped up and said hi in chat, wouldn't have even known who you were. I'd have just been like, hi people. Like you could have done anything. But
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's my side little tangent, but yeah.
It's a good story, actually. I like it.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part about streaming?
Oh, I mean, meeting the people, really. But also, I will say the surprising amount of clips that have come from streaming. Oh boy, the internet is forever. No, I mean, honestly, for me, it's meeting everybody and making the friendships. As I know it sounds lame, but it is. I mean, it's kind of what makes streaming. But yeah, like for streaming itself, like I just love like the silly memories that we create on stream. You know, whether it's like solo playing games or with a group of people, like it is an absolute blast. I'm still innocent of it. No, you're not. I have literally, you can go onto Commander Root and count, like it counts how many clips you have, and I have over 4,000.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so many. Well, actually, no, sorry, almost 4,000.
That's crazy.
It's a lot. It's basically 1,000 clips a year.
That is a lot.
So many. That's
too crazy.
But yeah, so stuff like that, like all the goofy little things that, like the references that we come up with, and like the iterations of jokes, because something will be funny and then it goes into something else and something else. You know, like my Nurse Teehee character.
I was gonna bring that up if you didn't.
Yeah. I mean, that came from like a number of different iterations of a joke.
Yeah.
You know, it started with my friend Peggy basically screwing up a story. Well, she didn't screw up a story. It's how she told the story and how the story was interpreted by others. She was talking to a few folks in a game on someone's stream while playing DBD about this nurse's outfit that she had bought for her character, the nurse in the game Dead by Daylight. But she phrased the conversation as, oh, so I was talking to Sid last night in VC and I was showing him my nurse's outfit. And left it at that. And I'm like, that, no. And of course they're like, oh, you're nurses. And so they turned into this whole stupid thing. So later on, it became something with all of us deciding to do a charity stream dressed as nurses. Okay.
Yeah.
And then later on, months down the line, I was in Peggy's stream and she had this Dixper type thing where you could like do TTS and it would make them do something. Like they would have to do a challenge in the game. Yeah. And my TTS got cut off because it wouldn't take the word bum in reference to the word ass. So I was like, you don't have to do this. I was just being a pain in your bum, tee-hee, except it said I was being a pain in your tee-hee. She's like, what does that mean? What is your pain in your tee-hee, like your butt? So I just basically named the nurse character Nurse Tee-hee, Nurse Ass, because I am that. But anyway, the silly thing came from like multiple iterations of a joke and a story, and now I'm just stuck with it forever and ever.
That's perfect. I think that's how Grandma Jetty came to life as well.
Oh, character?
Mm-hmm. It's my alter ego that comes out for special occasions. Yeah.
Sometimes, and I think in a weird way, it's kind of like I feel honored that people even care enough to like want to see stuff like that. Like I know it's silly and goofy, but the idea that it's become this thing that people are aware of, and it's like
Yeah.
not a lot of people get that. So I, as annoying as it can be to have to do the character and the thing, I also don't take it for granted either. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
'cause it's fun.
I love doing them. They're fun.
Yeah,
I think it's fun.
Helps-
to play
helps me
around.
take myself not too seriously too, which I do enough anyway. So it kind of takes the piss out of myself there in that way.
Yeah. Bring the fun in. Well,
Mhm.
as we mentioned, EBGG,
Yes.
you're one of the crazy directors, just like Kissy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is Ben a director, right?
Yeah, Ben is. So technically, Kissy is an
Mm.
admin.
That's right.
So she outranks us, which is whatever. I mean, she's going, she just abuses her power anyway. It's fine. She
That's
treats us
right.
bad. You should see what the director meetings are like. It's awful.
Oh my
Such a bully.
gosh.
She's the worst. She
I
yells at us the whole
believe
time.
it.
See?
I
See?
totally. Yeah.
But yeah, so I am a
Um,
director, and,
and
so
Fallen.
is
Fallen.
Fallen
right?
as well.
Is Sparkly? No.
Sparkly is too. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the directors are myself, Ben, Sparkly, Fallen, LND, One Cake Lady, and myself. I think I said myself at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, you said yourself twice. How
Yeah. So look at me. I know. I don't want to get yelled at for missing myself. Trust me, I've done that before, and I get yelled at. Don't forget your owl. Okay, sorry. Jesus.
And Jackie's an admin.
And Jackie's one of the admins. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did know that.
And- Mhm.
Yes. I'm like, I vaguely remember it. I'm just like, I don't know. These people are in
Yeah.
EBGG.
We're around.
Anyways,
It's fine.
I was gonna ask.
Yes.
One of my questions was like, how did you first get into EBGG,
Mm-hmm.
and what made you first want to join the team? But
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's probably because Time was the first person you found on Twitch.
Essentially, well, sort of, yeah, but
Yeah.
it was more that like I had a few people pushing me to apply.
Okay.
There was some friends at the time like, no, you should apply, be on the team. I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm not much of a content creator, blah blah blah. Like, no, you should do it. I was like, okay, because I like Time and I like everybody. So to your point, yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. But I feel I got really lucky in comparison to so many other people's stories. Holy heck, and we can get into that later. But that was the
We can
beginning.
get into that
but
right now. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine too. Because yeah,
now I'm
this
curious.
is- well, no. I mean, not a personal thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I have just heard nightmare stories from so many people about other stream teams and the
Oh,
requirements
yeah,
and
yeah.
their experiences there. No, like I have lived a very charmed existence here on Twitch in the last 4 years. I
Yes.
mean, sure, there's been some drama here and there with people. You're gonna get that. But-
Yes.
Like you have, like I have seen full scale collapses of teams,
Mhm.
numerous ones.
Yep.
And it sucks, and I
Yeah. I think you have
knowing
to be,
what I've
or sorry,
Mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead.
no. It's good. No, I was literally done with the thought. I was just
Okay.
gonna babble more BS. Yeah.
I think you have to be very careful with stream teams. Like
Yes.
like as a small streamer, I'm like, oh, stream team, that's so cool. Blah, 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 blah. But then
Yeah.
like as the years have gone on, I'm like, no, you gotta be careful because like when you're on a stream team, even though you're not running it, like your name's with it. And
Yes, you are associated with that.
like if something happens, like even if you like leave, like you were associated with it. And so some people will like you're with it. And so like something happens, like I've seen like, there was a stream team who they started out and their name was not necessarily itself was racist, but then like everything put together was racist.
So it was
And
enough.
so like they got called out on that. And then had they just changed
Mhm.
things, it probably would have been fine. But like they got some of the members got pretty defensive and it blew up. So like some people on the team were like, yeah, no, I'm out, right? Because they're like, this is not something I agreed with, right? So like that's a backlash that you can like get. Um,
Yeah.
if the like team lead does something like supports someone that's not great or whatever, some things can blow up. Like, and then if the team lead is the one that does those things, then everyone on the team is also seen in a bad light. And then, like, even though you're not doing it, people will associate you with that. And so it's like, you have to be very careful. And so it's like,
Yeah.
You have to trust the person that you're joining, that team.
Yeah.
Very much. And that's why I said
Yeah,
I
you have
did
to
a
spend
really
time.
big fucking gamble joining EPGG. I did a very naive decision, but it worked
same.
out. It worked
Yeah,
out.
same. I will say for myself to that point, so my first team was EBGG. I did join another team at one point, and I actually tried joining one other one that, to your point, like exploded. Like as soon as I tried to join, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, we're so sorry. We're our applications." I'm like, oh, "Okay," but I like the people that were associated with like the admins and stuff. I knew a few of them,
Yeah.
and man, I don't know what happened, but I was seeing posts in like the Discord, and they were just going back, and I'm like, "Whoa." And then all of a sudden you started to see in the Discord just go slower. And then all of a sudden the team was just gone. I'm like, I don't know what happened here. I don't want a part of it, but I was glad I dodged that bullet. The other team I was on, I found that, and here's something you people out there should be thinking about before they get involved with teams, even if they're great people and they're not, there's nothing bad about them.
Yeah.
You have bandwidth. Don't join every damn team just to meet a million people and make connections.
Yeah.
Just keep your circle manageable. Like you can meet as many people as you want. Like I am very much a social butterfly, and
Yeah.
I've probably overextended myself to a degree over the years too. But I recommend keeping your circle not small, but just focused. That way you're not, and you can grow together too. All the while, learn, meet other people, grow with other communities too. But like one of the things I decided to do when I was asked to join the director team was to have all my eggs in one basket, in the sense that like I left my other stream team because I really wasn't a part of anything with that. And I'm just like, they're asking me to do this. I want to make sure I focus all of any extra attention I have here, because I really do love this thing and I want it to be taken care of, and I'll focus my attention here. So I'd recommend keeping your circle manageable. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, the look you give when you join a million stream teams, it's not a good look.
No,
Like-
and it's very quickly noticeable.
The look you give if people see, hey, I'm on this stream team now, hey, I'm on this stream team now, is that you're using people. Like
You're desperate. Yeah.
what you're doing is you're trying to use people to just get numbers up and get people in your community. Like it's not a
And
good
it isn't
look.
going to work.
Yeah, like
And it's never going to work.
it's short-term gain, it's not long-term gain. And like it's not something you should be doing, like realistically. People will come for a bit because they'll be like, oh my god, a new team member, let me support them, and then they'll
Sure.
phase out. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because you have to have a personality. I mean, in the end, like,
Yeah.
that's the thing too. That would be like, just to go on a tangent for a moment, talk about like some stream advice for anybody outside of your why, which is great to have. But one of the things that draws me to people is when people talk about or are passionate in any way, shape, or form about anything. Like, obviously you're going to be playing games, so you can't sit there and talk about all your passions, but do make some of you part of what you do.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. Find a way to do it, because that becomes your stream personality too. You want people to buy into you as a person. And that's like kind of the important thing to note for anybody going into content creation these days, because here's the reality of it. Everybody has a camera. We all have phones. You can do so much with these phones by themselves. I mean, look at TikTok. Most of the people on TikTok aren't content creating with anything more than just this. You have to be more than somebody who plays video games. You have to be more than, and even if that is all you do, you got to make that your thing then. Focus on the video game. Like, so if you don't have a personality or you don't have the desire to want to share about yourself, fine, keep those boundaries, but then become the content creator, become the person who focuses on the details of the game that makes it interesting. And why people, I've watched people do stuff on stream I don't care about because I like what they do, because it's interesting to hear people talk about passions. I've seen people do all sorts of things. I'm like, I don't care about a thing about this, but just watching this person be excited about their process and just, like that's the grain there. Because again, everybody has a camera. You're a dime a dozen. We're all a dime a dozen. You have to be more than just the video game or more than what you're doing. To Gigi's point, yeah, you have to have a niche. You have to draw people in.
If you're just playing, like, okay, I know DBD is like the same game over and over. So
yeah,
like if you're not doing like a DBD version or a Phasmo, let's say you're a person who does first time playthroughs. I don't know. Or you're like a Souls person, right? And you're playing through Souls games or something like that. Like if you're done with like, I don't know, Lies of P and then you're moving on to Dark Souls, you need to make it so that like whoever's watching you and they joined you for Lies of P, you need to make it so that they stick with you to when you go to a next game. So like that's where you need to make yourself unique, that they will still stick with you when you go to a game that isn't the game that they joined you for.
Right.
So granted, for Dead by Daylight, you're kind of being repetitive,
you're gonna get numbers
enough that you're gonna keep going. Like if I would have stayed with Dead by Daylight, I can be in my 20 CCV, but I got burnt out, so I stopped.
I did the same with Phasmo. I could have, when I was playing Phasmo, I actually did better with Phasmo than I did with DBD. I was by month number 4 or 5 when I had made affiliate, I was in the 40s on average. I had gone up 10 average every single month from the time I made affiliate. I was in the 40s, very short. So I could have kept that going. You know, like granted, there was a bit of a pitch there, and that's kind of what started me off in this like mental health thing at first, when I was like, oh gosh, people aren't showing up the way they used to, because I didn't realize like I wasn't doing the things. I was too early on. But my point was like, just playing for the numbers sucks. Like I have almost 7,000 hours in Dead by Daylight. I still love the game. The second I start hating it, my numbers will drop because I'm going off to a different game. Like I'm not going to do what I did with Phasmo and keep myself miserable just to keep numbers up. It'll never happen again.
I stopped. Like I haven't played for probably like a year and a half, like consistently played. I've touched it a few times here and there when friends have asked me to play. And I actually played it for stream 2 weeks ago. Last week? Shit, I don't remember anymore. Whatever. And I was like, oh no. I think I like this again.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I like this again. Oh no. We might be in
That's
trouble,
okay
guys.
though.
No, I know. It's a good thing. But I was like,
oh
no,
that
guys.
phase.
We might be coming back again. We might be coming back. They got me back on the hook a little bit again. No. It just might be a lot more killer than Survivor, TBH.
But to be honest, though, changing that, just sorry to interrupt for a moment.
No, you're good.
Like
I was done.
No, it's okay. I did the same thing earlier. Finding that thing too, like where you're really comfortable. So the other thing for me was finding out that I don't like playing community games as much as I thought I did. I am very much a solo player. Video games for me, my entire life have always been like, I played a lot of RPGs when I was younger and stuff. And like, I enjoyed the solo kind of just experience, and I know that's kind of a turnoff for some folks who like to come in and join and be part of the game. And that's just not my thing anymore as much as it used to be. And I had to be honest with myself about that. And do I suffer because of it? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm happier. I get to do what I want to do. And I feel fulfilled. So there has to be a balance. You have to like what you do while you're doing whatever your goal is.
I think that's the biggest thing that I have had to learn and like just like had to deal with for myself is I need to do what I enjoy. And so like this what we're doing now is something that I was like, I don't give a shit if I get 0 people to watch. Like, it's fine. But this is something I've always just wanted to do because I have so many cool friends. And I always just want to hear about your guys' stories because I sit there and I watch them, like, you guys stream. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I always want to just pick everyone's brains because I'm like, man, you guys have, like, you guys got here. And I'm just like, how did everyone get here? Because you guys are just so cool. And I'm just like, man. So then I teetered on this idea for the longest time. And it took so long for me to figure out how to title this too. I don't think you guys understand how long it took me to figure out this title. This title took way too long. It took way too long. My creativeness was blocked, let me tell you.
It's a great title, though. I do like it.
It took a while. I threw some mud at a wall and it finally stuck eventually. Man.
It's good, though.
Thank you. But, to me, when I first started Twitch, I was like, I would not sit there and think you could do, like, just chatting, like, podcast kind of things. Like, to me, Twitch was video games, and that was it. And so, like, to sit there and do this stuff, that's crazy to me. But, anyways, part of our, like, we've alluded to this, right? You recently got Partner. It's only been, like, 2 months. I said it when you first got it, but, like, congrats.
Thank you.
So it's been, like, it took you, like, 4 years, roughly-ish?
Essentially, yeah. From when I started to when I made Partner, I would say the push, like the real specific, like, okay, we're doing this is about the 6 months. I would say from December to June. Well, I made Partner officially the end of May, but it's close enough to June. So that was when I made, like, my real, okay, we're doing this kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so, right. It's been, like, 4 years. What do you think was kind of, like, your big, this is what kind of flipped the switch that you could have finally kind of make that momentum up to the numbers for Partner?
Honestly, one of the things was, really, one of the things was somebody became obsessed with the idea of me making Partner. And decided to just, I wish I could tell the story any different, but the reality was they just literally kept rating me every goddamn day, every single day. And
are you gonna name
numbers,
who this is?
Yeah, it was Ethereum.
Okay.
Up all night. And it got to the point where, because their numbers were always so high overnight that they'd be bringing like 40, 50 people in, sometimes 30, but like generally, like, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, no, Mag was definitely part of it. Once he found out that I was close, trust me, he had a hand in everything too. But I'm just calling out one person specifically at the moment because she kind of, like, before that, I had started to grow again. Like, I was going from the 30s to the 40s and I was in the high 40s. But when she started doing her thing, it was like pushing me into the 50s. And I'm like, okay, here's going to be the thing. I had a couple of days where, like, she specifically rated out before, and I wanted to see how I would do on those days. So I did like 7 specific test streams on the days where she couldn't, and it was rare, trust me. But I was like, okay, my numbers are high enough for me to maintain this average without raids. I am good to go. That was the thing for me. But then by then it was too late. Everybody knew. Wolfen, other people. But it wasn't until I started to get to the high 40s and 50s when it was like, okay, this might actually be a thing I can start to think about and work towards. But before that, like, it was just like, let's just keep doing our thing. If something changed, sure, we'll make it a goal. But
what do you think, what do you think you did to help that kind of like help you get into even the 40 ranges? Because you were in 20,
so,
I think when I started following you, you were in like 20 ranges, I think.
Yeah, probably. I think for me, it became about making the intentional decision to make my stream about what I wanted. And I know that sounds like, well, everybody does that. But for the longest time, I didn't know because I didn't have a point or direction. And I was like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And it was like soloing, playing solo, all those types of things. Also, like, for me, I had specifically made the effort to become good at the game. I was like, I want to become good at DBD at what I do. So that helped becoming better at it because it became like something people wanted to watch. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's actually decent. And in the middle of all that, I was having long form conversations. So I think it was pulling people in and keeping them there, because also the days where I would occasionally change to other games, people were staying. And to your point earlier, that's when like when people are there, no matter what you're doing, even if the numbers fluctuate slightly, you're doing the right thing in the end.
Yeah.
But I also think, yes, to Fallen's point, like I know like a lot of my networking helped.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
this is probably like my story is unique in the sense that like I wouldn't necessarily recommend my path to anybody. It's just my path. Like
I'm not
I spent
saying like, oh my gosh, follow Sid's path. I'm just like,
no,
I think,
I'm just saying that to
Yeah.
people out there because everybody has such a unique way of doing it. Some people make partner
Yeah.
in freaking 6 months. Some people never
Isn't
do
that
it. Some people make
crazy?
it in 6 years.
yeah.
It is. Some people do it with like thousands upon thousands of followers. Other people do it with barely 1,000. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's you, and I know people say this all the time, and I'm going to be another person out there to echo it, but do not compare.
No, 1,000%.
Just don't ever compare. And I've done it. I've sat there and compared and been huffy and been like, I'm not going to sit here and BS and promise that I've always had some,
Yeah.
ascended way of thinking, but it's about like focusing the lens back on you once you realize that other
Yeah.
people might have something that you want. It's like, well, how do you want what they want? And B, if you do, okay, fine. But like, do you really? I had a friend of mine who, perfect example, I'm not gonna call anybody out. I had a friend who I was talking to on VC one day, and he was frustrated with his growth and everything. And he was talking about another streamer that streams what I do, and they do very, very well. I don't spend time in the streamer's stream. I don't like them. I don't like what they do at all. But he was talking about their numbers. He's like, God, I'm like, do you really want those people in your community? Like, honestly, do you really want them? Because they're emblematic of him.
Right.
Like, they're part of, like, do you really? And he's like, no, you're probably right. I don't. I'm like, you don't. You don't want those people there. Like, you might want the numbers. Sure, it'd be great to have 200-300 people in your chat, but the caliber of the people that you have around you, that I think makes all the difference. The folks that show
Yeah.
up to you. And so I think I went on a bit of a tangent, but
No, you're good. No, I think they were all like super valid points. Like, yes, everyone has different paths to partnership for sure. No one's is the same. I wanted to say, for comparison, I have had some people, I've had opportunities given to me because I am just a kind person who networks well.
Mhm.
And I'm affiliate. I don't have the bestest of numbers per se, but if typically if you know the right person, if you scratch someone's back, they'll scratch yours. If you just help each other out, you be a nice person, and you're genuine, you're not using
you help
people.
without expectation.
Right.
Too. That's the other thing too. You have
Yes.
to, if you're going to help and you're going to do any of these things,
Yeah.
do it with zero expectation.
And that's what I am alluding to when I say genuine. Like,
yeah, of course.
you're being nice. You're not just helping or meeting people and networking to use them. You're being a genuine human being. And so I've gotten opportunities because of that. And there are some people who I have found out that basically are partnered that have said behind closed doors, they're like, why would she get that opportunity? She's not even partnered. And it's like, that's not
It's not about that.
necessarily
It's not about
how
that.
that works.
No.
If you're entitled and people find that out, they're not going to want to work with you, and then you get blacklisted. And like this one person I know, a brand found out that they're entitled and they got blacklisted. And I'm just like, ripperoonies. And it's just like, who, like, just be nice, guys. Like, you're not entitled to anything. Even the, like, brand that gave me the opportunity, like, if they never give me another opportunity, that's fair. Like, I'm never expecting any opportunities, even if I've worked with a brand before. Like, there's always so many creators happening, and there's so many things going on. I was just in the right place at the right time, and it just worked out. Like, you know, like I've gotten to like go on the main stage at DreamHack and play Jackbox games. So like, you know, not a lot of partnered streamers have been able to do that, and people got up like that's not the specific one I'm talking about that someone said something about, but like that would be one that I'm sure people are like, you're not partnered, why would you get that opportunity? Like that one, I don't think anyone,
because I have
anything.
a personality. That's a big thing too. Like, just because you have a partner badge, like, yeah, you're a numerical phenom, but in the end, you still gotta be a human being and be interesting and be something. And in the end, to your point of like, I know plenty of people who are affiliate, have been affiliate for years, and do so well on this platform because they're genuine people.
Yeah.
They show up. I mean, that thing of showing up makes all the difference in the
huge.
world half the damn time.
Yeah. There's actually a panel at TwitchCon that's called like, so it's about how even if you're affiliate, you can do insane shit. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like Beyond Affiliate or something. And it's ran by some people who I know, and they have done some insane things as affiliates. Like, I think I've done some cool things. They've done some cool things. So like, even if you're affiliate, like you can do cool things. Like, you just gotta put yourself
Everything
out
cool
there.
I've done so far has been me as affiliate. Okay, I barely just made partner 4 months ago, and all the cool things I've done has been affiliate. So
Yeah.
I have no cool partner stories yet. Just to put that in perspective.
Yeah, like go out there and do it, and like, I don't know, just network. And when I don't like using that networking term, because I just
I get it,
but
it is what it is in the end. It is networking.
It is, but they're also like kind of friendships. But like if they're businesses, I call it network more than that. But yeah.
It's kind of antiseptic word for making a group of friends on this kind of platform. I know. Pick up.
No, you're good. Like, I just have like, I don't know. I was my genuine self at PAX, and I ended up at some cool places, karaokeing with some cool people.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of end up in cool places if you're genuine self and you're nice. And so,
very true.
just be genuine and be a good person. That's my moral of the story. Okay, so, you talked about this a lot. You do a lot of amazing photography. I went on your Instagram, and I was just like, God damn. Because
thank you.
Your photos are just so they're so good. They're so good.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
How long have you been doing that? And like, what got you into photography in the first place?
So I started, October's 8 years ago.
Well, I mean, yeah.
No, I remember, because I'm weird with dates. I remember like, I'm just that person. Like, I'll just think of a time like, oh yeah, that was then. So I can do the math in my head. It's just my weird version of ADHD. But yeah, it was almost 8 years ago, and it was an insanely stressful time in my life because I was putting all of my effort and everything into this job that I had. I was trying to go from the job that I had to get my yes, I have old man brain. Job that I had to this director role, which would have been just huge in so many ways. And at the time, I was doing my job, doing my boss's job, and part of his boss's job, just so I could like prove my worth. And I did, like, in the sense that like I was, I was given a raise that year. I had a great review, but it drove me absolutely out of my mind.
Yep.
The point where I got an ulcer, legitimately, and I was like, if I don't find a creative outlet, I am going to go crazy. So I was hiking at the time, and I realized, I'm like, well, my wife has a camera, and for me, art is hands off. You don't do art if you're me. I don't draw, I don't paint, nothing.
Okay.
I've never had an artistic bit of aptitude in my body at all. The only thing close to that was like writing, and I was never a particularly great writer. The few times I tried to write anything. So I picked up the camera, and I realized how quickly I just fell in love with it. It was like active meditation for me. I turned my brain off when I was out there doing even my backyard, whether I was hiking somewhere, because I was just focused on what was in front of me. It allowed me to relearn how to become present again, and just in the moment. So I kind of fell in love with it. I became obsessed with it. I wanted to learn everything about the technical and the art part of things. I wish I had focused more on the art first. That was where I will say, like, being a YouTube learned person does have its drawbacks because you don't know where to begin half the time.
Yeah.
Even if you look up beginner, like, there's theory behind things sometimes that you should kind of understand a little before you go into it, and that's okay. I mean, I screwed up for about a year before I realized, like, oh, I should be doing these things and understand this better before. But once I did, I mean, what I was producing after a year versus my first year was great, and then I started producing better and better stuff. But that was what it was. Like, the draw for me was I needed to find some place to not go crazy, and I was going nuts.
How did you learn the art part of it then? Since it
Realizing my
wasn't...
photos sucked. Like, no, seriously, like, realizing my photos kind of sucked because I wasn't getting what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I realized, like, the key for photography, and this is what I teach everybody now that has any interest at all. I said, don't worry about the technical. Everybody's got a freaking camera these days. And granted, I will say that this is not a replacement for a digital camera. I'm going to be one of those people. However, if it's what you have, use it. Because a lot of people can't afford to go out, even buy a used one. They're just expensive. But learning storytelling, composition, color theory, all these things. No, don't show things. Love it. Color theory, all those things. Just knowing what makes a good photo would have been helpful, but at the time, and once I started to learn those things, the technical immediately came in helpful because I was like, oh, I know how to do some of this. And then I bought a new camera a few years later. That was one of my last ones that I posted.
This one hits with me a little bit because I'm a country girl a little bit with my parents being farmers. So I was like, oh, so pretty.
It's one of my favorite places to go. I actually hope I can buy some land there someday because I love that area. I discovered it by accident. I was driving a friend's car and dogs from his place in Las Cruces, New Mexico to Phoenix, Arizona, where he was moving. He was getting a divorce. And I was driving through this area of I-10 with all these wild, crazy boulders. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I went on Google Earth looking, in the area, and I started to see all this like other landscape further south. So this area is 80 miles north of the Mexico border and about 2 miles west
it's
of
near Portal, Arizona.
Arizona, yeah, which is right there. And it just has such an interesting, beautiful biome because it's not desert. It's like, it's high desert almost because there's mountains there and it actually snows sometimes. So it's kind of cool.
Anyways.
Plus, has the darkest skies in not the world. Sorry, in the lower 48 has the darkest skies. There's like a whole community of astronomers that live down there. They dark out all their houses. They have observatories. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
But anyways, that's cool. I
Hmm.
look. I have a fair amount of like aunts and uncles. Whoops, wrong button.
Hi.
Aunts and uncles who mostly aunts that are big into photography, and so it's always cool to see them, but they're not I feel like your photography is definitely farther than theirs. They don't do like, I feel like photography, they just like take a lot of pictures of like people at events kind of photography.
Okay. Yeah, like street
Um,
photography. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. But this is really cool. I always see them. I'm like, cool. And I know you did
Thank you.
some giveaways on, I think, your stream sometimes for like
Yeah, sometimes people
for
can
charity
I haven't, but
or
other people have.
I think, yeah, people pay on your like fourth wall, I think is what it
Fourth
was.
wall. Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Because I have some notebooks and some little prints and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, after years and years of people badgering me to like sell your stuff, I'm like, okay. It just feels weird. Like I didn't get into it to sell like my stuff,
You
and I'm
could
not
make,
saying
like,
it's
a
bad if you do it.
calendar. That'd be
Well,
pretty
I'm at the
cool.
point now where I'm now like, okay, it's time to open a business. It's time to start doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, because of my age and my like physical issues, I can't do what guys half my age can do, like go spend 10 hours at a friggin' wedding, you know. So I'm gonna have
Oh,
to do
yeah.
more niche stuff, you know.
Yeah, like make a calendar.
Calendars, stuff like that, like
Yeah.
prints. Yeah,
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
point,
yeah.
exactly.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
And also small boutique kind of sessions
You
for maybe
just come to
businesses.
Wisconsin, take a bunch of pictures of my dog, and make
I
a
would
calendar. No.
100% do that. I would do
Dog
dog
and cat.
photography. I-
Sorry, dog and cat. Sorry. No,
and cat.
and cat.
I'll send you a picture of my dog that I got.
Perfect.
Because I used to take photos of her. Like she was this great
Yeah.
subject. She was such a good doggo for that.
Yes.
But absolutely.
No. Okay. Outside of streaming
Mhm.
and photography, because we already know about photography, what is one thing that people don't know about you? That you love
Don't
to
know
do?
about me.
Yeah.
I love to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I yammer about everything I love to do, really, on stream. So that's a hard one.
Or one that you don't commonly talk about, I guess. Like, you know.
Yeah, this one was a tough one when I read this, because I'm like, yeah, this is hard to think about. I mean, I love to hike. That one I've talked about a little bit, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just the photography part. Like, forget the photo thing, but just
Yeah.
going out there and turning my brain off and just hiking for endless amounts of hours. I used to love to do that.
Have you gone
Like-
hiking, like, to a lot of places that aren't, like, necessarily where you live?
Just around in California, a little bit in but nothing like where
Not
it
like
was like
Rocky
overnight
Mountains or
backpacking.
anything?
Oh god, I wish. Yeah, no. I'd probably
Ah.
die trying to do something like that. But yeah, hiking is one thing. God, I really wish I could think of something like unique to talk about. I like to travel, but I mean, who doesn't like to travel? You know.
There are
But for me,
people who don't.
traveling, that's true. That's true. Well, for me, it was like when I lived on the East Coast,
Mhm.
I didn't go anywhere. I mean, it was like if I wasn't in New York City or in Jersey, I didn't care, you know. But
Yeah.
I've been out here for 23 years in the area. So I've spent much more time traveling and driving to places, but it just kind of focuses so much around photography.
That's fair. I've been
Yeah.
to the we went to the Rockies in 2022, like after COVID
Okay.
kind of like started to like
Mm.
lift a little bit. But
Yeah.
that way it was still like outdoorsy, so you weren't like, you know, risking it too much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I would tell you. It's
But I wish I could say
definitely
like
worth it. Definitely worth it.
I like travel internationally, but no, I've never done that, which would have been nice, you know, but never done the international travel. Yeah, sorry, I don't got much for you on this one. I'm a pretty boring
That's-
guy outside of my
Hiking's a good answer, you know. Have you ever gone
Yeah.
like kayaking or anything?
Yes. God, I loved kayaking. That
I
was
love
fun.
kayaking.
The few times I've gone. Talk about
I
just
love kayaking.
peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's one
We
thing.
did a trip to Alaska
Really?
last year. Not this year.
Mhm.
Last year. And we did kayaking. We did sea kayaking. We did biking through the glaciers and hiking through the rainforest. And goddamn, I came back so refreshed because like it was just like basically an entire week of like
Yeah.
disconnected in nature. I was like,
And you
oh
need
my
that.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
oh my
especially
God.
Alaska, you chose like the nicest environment to do it in too.
Yeah. And we were like on a cruise, so like we didn't have
Oh, okay.
any internet. And so like you truly like we weren't on our phones because
Good.
nothing. I was like, goodbye society.
Yeah.
So it was pretty nice. I was like, damn, I need to do another one of those to just not talk to anyone.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things. I mean, not to get too far off in like spinning conversation here,
Yeah.
but like that is something that we don't do a lot of is disconnect.
Yeah.
I know I don't.
Especially as streamers.
hmm Well, because we're always worried about like, I mean, if you think about what goes into streaming too, to your point, and to bring it back to that conversation, you are your own production.
Yeah.
You are the director, you're the writer, you're the performer, you're the sound guy, you're the lighting person,
Yep.
you're everything. You're doing a whole production. And that is something to consider too for people as far as like advice and growing. The more that you want to do, the more you are going to have to be to learn and to relearn and to so there's a lot to adding production to a stream.
Yeah. I just learned how important lighting is. God damn it. Like my lighting like kind of broke a little bit and I was like, I really don't need it. It's fine. And then I was like, shit, okay.
Yeah,
And then I got my I got my like improved lights and I like compared
Mhm.
them and I was like, oh
So
my
much better.
God.
Yeah.
I look so much better now. What was I doing?
I know.
I
It's worse when
forgot
you
how.
know how to do it and you're just lazy like I was for the longest time. Oh, my lighting sucked. And I'm like, it's fine. It doesn't look that bad behind me. Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah.
I used to use a green screen and I had the pixelation sometimes because it always looked terrible. It's like, stop being
Yeah.
lazy.
That's basically where I was at until recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was at. But okay, and then my last fun question that everyone hates, but I like it, but everyone hates it, is
This is
if
a
you
tough one, yeah.
if you had an unlimited budget, what is something you would do for a content event? And I kind of like word it as a content event because like what would you like? It can be like a charity event. It could be like a stream or like whatever.
Oh, I already have the idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna. If this is a full blown budget, I'm going to fly as many people I can to
Yeah.
one location, and we are going to do a live stream where we all act out the parts to something.
Heck
We
yeah.
dress appropriately for whatever parts.
Yeah.
And I think that would be fantastic.
Like do like a live play basically.
Or like we'll do like a TV show, but just
or
act
TV.
out like literal or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Like a
I
live
think that would be
sitcom.
fun. Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be a blast, but just to have to, like fly Kissy out and Ben and just
Yeah.
whoever else we can get involved. And yeah, I think that'd be a blast. And then have like a little con, where we all just sit
dear
around
God.
and BS.
Guess he's like, no.
No? She's like, oh God.
Oh my God.
If he asks a question, it's my choice. I have a limited budget. You're flying out here. We're all gonna do
Sorry,
Besides, you're
Kissy.
theatrically trained, Kissy.
Oh
I'm
God.
sure that you can help us.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be a blast. You're gonna have to get a
But-
bunch of shit. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
Well,
true,
thank you
she's fine.
for
Thank-
joining. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I had a blast. I feel like this was such a great conversation about so many various topics. It was so interesting to learn about your start and your journey.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do I put anybody to sleep out there?
I don't think so. I mean, Kissy's still here, so I think
No,
I
that's
think
fair.
I think we're good.
All
I
right.
think so.
But yes, thank you so much.
And that's today's lore officially unlocked. If you'd like to join us for the live recordings of these podcast episodes, feel free to drop a follow over on Twitch. If you like these, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that like button. And if there's someone you would like me to do a lore unlocked with, feel free to leave it in the comments. And also just let us know what you thought in the comments. We're logging off, but the lore lives on. See you next time.